It's midday. Good afternoon to you and welcome to Baina Midday News. This news is coming to you live from Benab House, Atomic Junction, Medina. My name is Sherifatu Ayuba. Coming up in this afternoon's bulletin. Tension in Binduri in the Upper West region following the shooting of 5 people, including a radio presenter, by unknown assailants. Also coming up, Colleges of Education Teachers Association threatens strike action if government fails to fully implement National Labour Commission's arbitral award by October 31st. And in business, Finance Minister expected to present 2026 budget statement and economic policy on November 13. Details of these stories comes up shortly. Thank you for staying with us. Remember, this news is live on Facebook at Baina TV. Now the news in details. 5 people, including a radio presenter, were shot in the Binduri district of the Upper East region when unknown gunmen attacked their residence on Sunday, October 26, 2025. 3 of the victims, among them a 5-year-old child, died instantly, while 2 others sustained gunshot wounds and were rushed to the hospital. One of the injured has been identified as George Bukari, manager of Binduri-based Max Empire Radio and TV. Residents suspect the attack is connected to the protracted Boko conflict, which has claimed numerous lives and displaced many families since it began in November 2021. The College of Education Teachers Association has issued a firm ultimatum to the government demanding the full implementation of the National Labour Commission's arbitral award by October 31st, 2025, or face a nationwide strike across all 46 College of Education. In a statement dated 27th October 2025, CITAG expressed deep frustration over what it describes as the government's persistent failure to honor the binding arbitral award issued by the NLC on May 2nd, 2023. The award was intended to address long-standing compensation grievances among tutors in the colleges of education.
According to CITAG, despite several meetings and assurances, the government has yet to pay the 2023-2024 book and research allowance arrears, which were agreed upon with the Ghana Tertiary Education Commission (GTEC) on April 30th, 2025. The association said these arrears were to be paid alongside the 2024-2025 allowance but have been inexplicably delayed. CITAG also expressed concerns over the government's failure to pay the top-up of the 2022 book and research allowance for the staff of Akrokeri College of Education, despite repeated assurances. Unresolved labor issues in addition to the unpaid allowances. CITAG cited several unresolved issues still pending before the NLC. These include compensation for the all-year-round work performed in 2022 by tutors in 39 colleges of education, the downgrading of experienced staff, which the association says undermines morale and professionalism, and the non-payment of the 2022-2023 book and research allowance arrears, which depend on CTEC's migration onto the university salary structure. The association noted that these delays represent a breach of trust and a disregard for labor laws, emphasizing that the NLC's arbitral award is legally binding and not subject to government discretion. CTEC has warned that if all outstanding components of the arbitral award are not fully implemented by October 31st, it will advise itself. The association added that if the government fails to meet its obligations by November 7, 2025, that date will serve as an official strike notice, leading to a nationwide industrial action across all colleges of education. CTAG urged the government to take immediate action to prevent disruption of the 2025-2026 academic calendar, warning that further delays could destabilize teaching and learning across the colleges of education.
Now moving on to business, Finance Minister Dr. Caesar Atuforsen is expected to present the 2026 budget statement and economic policy to Parliament on Wednesday, November 13, according to the sources close to the Finance Ministry. The proposed date, which is yet to receive formal approval from Parliament, will mark the first full-year budget of the Mahama administration since its return to power in 2025.
The budget is also expected to be the government's most significant fiscal policy presentation yet, coming after nearly 9 months of managing both global and domestic economic challenges. Observers note that the 2025 budget, presented shortly after the administration took office, largely operated within the fiscal framework inherited from the previous government. The 2026 budget, however, is expected to reflect a clear policy shift, outlining the government's own economic priorities and development agenda. Under the Public Financial Management Act, the Finance Minister, acting on behalf of the President, is required to present the national budget to the Parliament no later than November 15th each year. The Finance Minister has completed several rounds of stakeholder engagements, including meeting with the industry leaders, civil society organizations, and development partners. These consultations were key in finalizing the policy measures and expenditure priorities that will shape the 2026 fiscal plan. Dr. Forsen has already hinted that the 2026 budget will focus on job creation and economic growth, with investment in sectors that can boost productivity, innovation, and youth employment. Insiders also suggest that the budget will introduce a comprehensive tax reform agenda aimed at broadening the revenue base while reducing the tax burden on households and businesses. The Finance Minister is expected to review a number of levies, including COVID-19 levy, as part of effort to support business recovery and improve consumer confidence, with Ghana expected to exceed the IMF program in May 2026. The upcoming budget will closely watch for its post-program strategy. Economists and market watchers will look for indications of how the government intends to maintain fiscal discipline while promoting growth and ensuring macroeconomic stability. Another major focus will be how the Finance Minister plans to manage the fiscal deficits and expenditure levels amid growing debt service obligations and the need to fund key infrastructure and social interventions. As anticipation builds, businesses, investors, and development partners are closely monitoring what could become the defining economic policy statement of the Mahama administration's second year in office.
Well, on this note, we go for a quick break. We'll be back with some more.
In a world hungry for meaning comes a stage unlike any other. 14 voices, 14 visions, one mission to inspire through talent, rooted in truth.
In the nights where no one hears my whispers, Allah does. A direct relationship with Him feels like melting in His arms. No shame, no confusion, no barriers, just love.
From Quran to creativity, from knowledge to performance, they will compete not just to impress, but to awaken hearts.
The Prophet ﷺ is speaking to you. He says that verily you have to hold on to my amana.
Why do people engage in illegal mining? The answer is very simple: quick money. The youth out there are jobless and therefore see illegal mining as a way to escape poverty.
I am Hamida Hussein. I am a wife, a mother, a teacher, a student, and a Muslimah. And I'm not yet done.
Every child, especially the girl child, should be given that opportunity to seek both Islamic and secular education.
They will be mentored by scholars, artists, and visionaries, but in the end, only one will rise. This fall, the world will witness the power of faith, art, and passion combined. This is the Show, showing Fridays at 8 p.m. only on Baina TV.
You're welcome back. You're still watching Baina Midday News on Baina TV. Now moving on to some news beyond our borders. Hundreds of demonstrators flooded the streets of Douala, Cameroon's economic capital, on Sunday in response to a nationwide call by opposition leader Issa Chiroma Bakari. The mostly youthful protesters marched through key parts of the city, demanding the authorities recognize Chiroma's claimed victory in the recent presidential election and release a genuine result, which are expected to be officially announced on Monday. Local media reports that demonstrations quickly spread across several neighborhoods, including the densely populated New Bell area. Tensions escalated when police and anti-riot gendarmes allegedly opened fire to disperse the crowd. Witnesses said 2 people were shot, while several others were taken to hospitals, some in critical condition. As word of the clashes spread, similar protests erupted in major cities including Garoua, Marua, Meigangan, Kaele, and Betua, fueling what many described as growing national movement for electoral truth. Observers say the situation remains tense, with fears of further confrontations as the Electoral Commission prepares to release the official result. Meanwhile, Chiroma's supporters have called for calm but insist that their demands for transparency and justice must be respected. And in sports, Ghana Premier League side Nations FC have parted ways with head coach Kasim Okanse-Mingle in what many describe as a surprising decision. The club confirmed that assistant coach Johnson Smith has also left, stating that both departure were by mutual consent.
During his tenure, Kasim Mingle led Nations. The announcement came shortly after Nations FC 3-0 home victory over 11 Wonders FC at Abrankese, where forward Emmanuel Anon netted a hat-trick. Mingle becomes the latest coach to lose his job this season, following the dismissal of Stephen Frimpong Manso by defending champions Bibiani Gold Stars earlier in the campaign. During his tenure, Kasim Mingle led Nations FC to a near title finish in the 2024-2025 season. 7 matches into the new campaign, the team sits 12 on the league table, with 2 wins, 2 draws, and 3 defeats. The announcement came shortly after Nations FC 3-0 home victory over 11-1 Des FC at Abrankese, where forward Emmanuel Anon netted a hat-trick. Mengo becomes the latest coach to lose his job this season following the dismissal of Stephen Frimpong Manso by defending champions BBN Gold Stars earlier in the campaign. During his tenure, Kassim Mengo led Nations FC to a near title finish in the 2024-2025 season. 7 matches into the new campaign, the team sits 12 on the league table with 2 wins, 2 draws.
And this is how we bring our bulletin to an end. Our website, benamultimedia.com, has more news. My name is Sherifatu Ayuba. Have a good afternoon.